Hi, welcome to Getting Started with Yavin. In this brief video, we will step through some of the technical details of the Yavin project. Plus, you will learn how to set up your own dev environment so you can contribute to Yavin. Let's get started. To understand Yavin, it might be helpful to understand what a typical data system looks like. On the left, we have raw events that get collected and get massaged and cleaned and aggregated in an ETL pipeline. Once ready, we then load them into an analytics data mart that we then expose through a web service or API. Finally, on the right, we have a user interface that exposes this to humans through an interactive web application or mobile app. What Yavin aims to do is to provide building blocks so that you can quickly and efficiently build great data experiences. Yavin comes with several building blocks to help you build your application. We typically call them duplos because they're basically large Legos. On the server side, we provide a persistence duplo for doing CRUD-like operations to a database. Similarly, we also provide an analytics API duplo that allows users to run analytics-style queries against their analytics mart. Not only do we have server-side duplos, but we have UI duplos as well. Reports, dashboards provide out-of-the-box experiences for exposing your data. The admin duplo is used for admin-type workflows, and the directory UI is for your users to curate and manage their reports and dashboards. Now let's take a look at the Yavin tech stack. On the web server side, we are leveraging Yahoo's very own Allied web service framework for building both CRUD and analytic query style APIs. This all sits on top of Spring Boot, which does the heavy lifting for wiring up your web service application. And we chose Kotlin as our JVM language to write our models and configuration in. On the UI side, we are leveraging Denali, another one of Yahoo and Verizon Media's open source projects. Denali is a themable design system that provides out-of-the-box components for building great user experiences. For building our UI, we've chosen Ember.js as our single-page application framework. Ember provides a very modern reactivity model, plus a ton of conventions around testing, tooling, and wiring up your application. And we think it's a great fit for building a framework like Yavin. Lastly, we built our UI in TypeScript. TypeScript provides type safety that is not available in plain vanilla JavaScript. With TypeScript, we hope when you extend one of our modules or implement one of our contracts, you'll have confidence that you're doing it the correct way. Now let's look at the several Yavin repos. Currently, we have 3. We have the Yavin app. This is a reference implementation that you can use and fork to build your own custom application. We also have a documentation site, which I think is fairly self-explanatory. You'll learn all about the product side and the customization side here at the doc site. And the framework repo is where all of our modules are. This is a mono repo where you'll find our core framework settings, our models, our UI components, and all of our large workflows that you can bring into your application. So if you're thinking about participating in the Hack Together event and you would like to contribute to Yavin, simply go to one of the 3 repos and look for the Hack Together tag. Framework probably has the most, that's where most of our logic lies, but all 3 have issues that could be picked up and worked on. So if you want to get started on the UI side of development, you simply have to just clone one of our repos. Here we're showing cloning the framework repo. You then cd into it, then you can do CI equal to true npm install. This will ensure that you're using all the lock files in the mono repo. From there, you can cd into one of our submodules like the app. You do npm start to start it up for a local development server where you can run tests or just play around with it. And if you want to run the test in a CI mode, you can do npm test to run it all in your CLI. So if you do npm start, it'll go through the process and build your application in development mode. It then will tell you the local host and then a port number that typically is 4200, in which you can go and visit the site. Ember provides a hot reload, so once you make changes and you hit save, it will detect that save and then it will refresh the UI. This is typically what you see in the Yavin app. This is our directory view. From here you can click into a report or a dashboard, or you can create a new one. You can also add /test to any of the paths and run the test in the UI. This is very useful when wanting to run a test, set a debugger in your web inspector, and step through an issue. And if you're interested on the server side of the house, it's a little bit different step. For here, you could clone the framework repo, and our server side development is all in the package web service. So you would cd into framework packages web service, and here we're using Gradle. So to run your local server for development, you would execute Gradle boot run. This will run, again, a local development server for you to run tests against or check things out. If you want to run all the tests in a CI mode through the command line, you can type in and execute Gradle test. The web service also works really well with the different JVM IDEs. So this is IntelliJ. So if you want to execute the local server through IntelliJ, you can simply open up the app.kt file, and there's a little play button. You can see that is here on line 39. If you click on it, you see the menu that's being displayed, and you can run the app, and it'll do a very similar command to the boot run. You can also, in IntelliJ or the various different IDEs, you can run it in debug mode too, so you can run debug, set your breakpoints, and step through. If you want to run all the tests in IntelliJ, you can simply go to the test directory, go to Kotlin, right-click, and then click on test, run tests in Yavin app, and that will run all of them. That's also a nice way where you can debug the tests, or you want to see the status in a visual way. So that's a brief overview. If you want to learn more, we have a bunch of resources here. There, of course, is the yavin.dev website. Again, this has product and engineering or technical details about Yavin. Allied is one of our dependencies, and it has its own project. It's also participating in the Hack Together event, so you can go to allied.o to get started. We also have Denali, also participating in the Hack Together event. Its landing page is denali.design. We actually have an Ember version component library for Denali, and so that is at GitHub Denali Design /Denali Ember. For just general Ember.js documentation, just go to ember.js.com. If you're new to Ember.js, I'd recommend going through the guides. It's a great overview. For Spring Boot, spring.io project/Spring Boot. And then we also have links here for TypeScript, lang.org, and Kotlin, lang.org. And when it comes to community, we have a few different channels where you can reach out to us. We have a Hack Together Slack channel just for this event. And so if you go to the Hack Together website, you can find a link for signing up for our Slack channel. From there, you can ask questions and open up a dialogue. We also have GitHub discussions where you can ask questions or bring up new topics. We also have office hours for this event, just for Yavin. And so to find more details on how you can come to our office hours, they're all Google Meet based. Just go to the Hack Together website under Participate and find our office hours. And that's it. Thank you very much, and we look forward to working with you.